one. I just figured out
Hello.
the shortcut.
Oh shit. Okay. Hello. Welcome back to episode. What is this? 3?
Yeah.
We are on episode 3 of Now That's a Recap.
Oh.
Today we.
Oh.
Oh. Today we will be going over Bad Boys Club episode 10. The party's over. The last episode we ended with Jonathan and Rasby getting into it. Well, let's just say Jonathan, what you had said, backspaced Rasby. Most definitely backspaced him. The whole situation that led up to it, Rasby was being very egotistical, kept saying that him being a part of B2K, honestly, not even trying to be shady, don't know any other thing that he did besides that group. I'm not gonna lie. The house feel like, oh, okay. I'm going ahead of myself. So Jonathan versus Rasby, the ending of last episode, beginning of this episode. Jonathan backspaces Rasby. Then ending up pulling up, Rasby ended up pulling up a knife because he had got assaulted by him. Fast forward, the house feel like Rasby should go home because of the whole situation. They feel like he's not mentally stable, which I can agree just by off the last few episodes, the way how he maneuvered, he was not the same person the first few episodes. You know what I'm saying? I'm sidetracked. What do you feel like it was? Because he really was cool the first few episodes. What do you feel like happened?
I really feel like he just hit like a breaking point. Like whether it's like mental illness or not, I think he just reached a breaking point. And I think we've talked about this before, like what reality TV does to like a person's personality and like
They
how they're
mentally,
perceived by people. Yeah. And I think he is already putting on a lot of show. You remember like when he was at the strip club and shit, like acting crazy. Yeah,
girl.
I think he's already been like just like I don't even think I think he just has some things he still needs to figure out. And I really think that he just hit a breaking point. That's what it seemed like. Like he just hit a breaking point and unfortunately ended up getting his face a little broke too. So
And, and you know what? I'm so sorry.
you're good.
Ooh, ooh, fuck.
Rock the boat,
Hold
don't
on,
rock
hold,
the
hold
boat,
on.
baby.
Okay. Shit. Sturdy. Um, so yes, I also feel like that too, but I also feel like for me personally, I like to know a person's train of thought. I want to know what happened between the first few episodes behind cameras to where you feel like acting up. Because I will say with the situation with him and Orlando Brown from the last episode, he was drunk. But my thing is, I feel like he was drunk around them before to where he was acting like that. So it's just like what is it for him to cause the way that he's caused? I mean, act the way that he's acting, causing all this havoc and whatnot. But fast forward, oh, he gets into it with security. He gets into it with them twice, which is crazy because it's just like he getting
And the
into it with them.
cameras.
He's getting into it with him, but he's not like actually like, you know what I'm saying, like
Touching
actually
them.
fighting. I think it's
Yeah.
giving very much like television, like you acting that you act, girl. Fast forward. I'm sorry.
No, you're
So
good. And I think it's funny because like he was going towards the cameras and he's like, back the fuck up.
girl, like Russia, you remember that little video of that baby, and he will run up and he was like, the baby, no shade, no shade. Just 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 his appearance alone from him running to the camera, like girl, I just wanted to like what? Because who was
Girl,
you talking
and you
to?
know I got a fucking projector. I was like,
Girl, because I'm just like, why did you what? Girl,
oh my gosh.
girl, that he girl, prayers,
They need to sit that
prayers for
motherfucker down.
prayers for Rasby. That's all I can say. So after getting into it with the security, Carry On comes out from the studio and talks to Rasby. And within the conversation, again, being egotistic as a person that Rasby is, I feel like from the conversation he had with Carry On, he felt like what he did wasn't justifiable for what Jonathan did to him, which I can understand from 2 points of view.
Mm-hmm.
One, if I'm not putting my hands on you, don't put your hands on me. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming from Rasby point. From Jonathan point, don't talk about it if you're not gonna be about it. Baby, Rasby came up there huffing and puffing his chest, talking about who wanted to smoke, who wanted. You meet the person who wanted to smoke. Now all of a sudden the blunt went out.
And went just like that.
It went out. Like it ain't even like a doobie no more. It just went completely out. Like
Out.
we right here, girl. But yes. So what's your opinions on the whole situation? Do you feel like it should have escalated the way that it did, or
That's a great question because I think it could have gone like so many different ways if both people, both parties, so like Jonathan and Rasby were making different decisions. Of course, if if either one of them were making different decisions, it would have been a different outcome. It did not need to escalate. I do not think that like Rasby was already on one, but he should have came into the studio on some chill shit. Like Jonathan already like checked your ass and put you in your fucking place. Stay in your place. And it's not even because Jonathan did it, but because you need to chill. And then even with that though, like well not I can't even say even with that because they're in a studio. That's one thing I actually was thinking about. They're in a
yeah?
smaller space. And you come in here with that.
Not
And
only that,
honestly, in a creative space, from like a creative person, like a creative space, you're gonna come in there with this negativity, and we just told you to cut it the fuck out. Yeah, boop, you're deleted.
no, most definitely. And it just felt like at this point you being a negative Nancy because we wasn't even on that shit no more. And you could tell from that bad voice, like, okay, that shit happened. We gonna go on and make this music. Who
Yeah.
would have known what the outcome would have been if he didn't come in the way that he came? Yeah, he could have been all cool, kumbaya. You get what I'm saying? But the fact that you being that one person out of the group that would have messed it up for everybody, you feeling the type of way for you. And that's one thing I hate, sidetracking for a minute. I hate when you with a group of people and you feeling some type of way, so you have to act a certain way so people can feel how you feel. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hate that. If you're gonna be the way, if you're gonna act some type of way, you feel some type of way, stay where you at, or talk to
Or
somebody.
check that
Don't.
shit at the door. Check that shit
That's
at the
what I'm
door.
saying.
Leave that shit out fucking side, because nobody else is dealing with that but you. Keep it to your fucking self.
But I will say what I love about Zeus and some of his shows is not only they not only talking to just like cast members. I mean, not even cast members, but like you know what I mean by cast members, the main cast that they focus on for the show and stuff. It's behind the scenes people that they can talk to,
Mm-hmm.
security guards. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, I'm saying like if they don't feel comfortable talking to like people that they live with type shit, there's always other sources that they can like confess to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one example I could use that for when SB had got into it with Orlando Brown. He had I think he was a security guard. He was a big dude. He worked for I feel like he worked for Zeus network period because he was on Baddies West
The light skin
security
one?
guard. The big dude, he's a big older dude.
The what?
He's a big old dude. Like you could tell he a little older. I want to say like in his
Yes,
40s,
him
30s.
and the light skin one. Their security is definitely the same.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and I love that because I
Hmm.
feel like with that you keep hiring the same people and you build with them. I feel like that's like a family within itself.
For sure.
So where I stopped at?
Um, Carry On and Rasby.
Okay, yes, carry on the Raspberry talks. We'll do Prince, Chef D, Adonis, and Mo City record a song. Song was cute. I want to see what
Oh
the final
yes,
thing
it was
was.
definitely cute.
Most definitely. What Prince say? He said, "I'm in the city. Let me touch your titties." Yeah,
I was like,
bars, bars. I
I
fucks
didn't
with
even
it.
know you like titties. Okay.
Jonathan is over the experience. He talks to Jeff. He talked to Chef D after the whole debacle between um Rasby having a knife and stuff. Honestly, I feel like he was over the experience because it wasn't how the show wasn't going how he expected it to go. And
Mm-hmm.
with that, I mean, um, he wanted niggas to get to their money, be about their bag. He already knew fights was gonna happen there, here and there, but he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't expecting all the like antics and all that stuff. So I feel like with that, it drained him because it's like he got worried about his back because somebody had threatened him with a weapon, which I could definitely understand that. Oh, being over the experience, kudos to Jonathan. You handled it how you wanted to handle it. You handled it like a boss. Okay. Chef D, after the conversation, Chef D goes and tells the group about Jonathan leaving. They discuss about going out to Club Thrive.
Mm-hmm.
They also discuss about how they hope that Rasby will not be attending the club with them. Da da da.
Which I think is so funny that they're all like, well, he won't be there, so we're gonna have a blast. And I'm like, that's so funny that
Girl,
y'all think
like
that.
like in every show, I love a good plot twist. Oh, y'all think you're not coming? Watch
They
this,
let all them hoes get on the bus, and then Brian is asking
baby,
about that.
baby. So after the studio session, the
Mm-hmm.
bad boys are on their way to the Club Thrive, and Raz B appears back on the bus. So out of all the people that came that was on the bus that had a problem with him coming back, Most City and Prince were the only one because they felt like, okay, you brought a weapon, you can't be sick, you can't be like you acting the way you act, mentally unstable. I don't feel safe around you. I don't feel like you should be here, which I could understand
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like when people be on a certain reality television, I feel like they got a contract, so you look over that shit or whatever the case may be, you know what you signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what they say about knives and stuff, but I know that was a reason to get sent home type.
I
You get what I'm
agree.
saying? I feel like, especially the way that you acted and you fight it with security and stuff, like, no, baby boy, you shouldn't be here.
I 100% agree.
So they arrive at the club. Banga, out of all the bad boys, this is what I love. Banga is the only one that seemed like he really cared about Raz B. And from me saying that, I feel like out everybody they just going off of what Raz B's action is. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like with Banga, he wants to like completely understand. Okay, where's the source coming from? What's going on? You like a brother. Like he wants to actually know and see what he can do to like I don't know if help or but have a better understanding with him. So
Mm-hmm.
kudos to Benga. I love that.
I like Benka. I think he really is keeping his personality.
Him okay. This is the only people I feel like with personality what they bring into the show. Dorelli, I feel
Of
like
course.
Mo City. I feel like Jonathan. The reason why I say Mo City is because the way how he's calm out of all the other people, he's the only one that's like calm and that you could tell that's how he is outside of the show.
You're
You get what
right.
I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
Darrell, Mo City, Banga, Jonathan. I want to say who else? Who else? Who else? I want to say Chef D, but I don't know.
Mm,
No,
I don't know.
uh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know.
I just have so many mixed feelings about him.
Adonis, but I feel like Adonis haven't been on a couple episodes for me to like actually know like what he's bringing to stuff. So we're just gonna
I
say
agree.
yeah. So we'll say Adonis, but like we want to see more from him.
I
Okay,
would like to see more of him too. Not to go back to the studio, but when they did make their song, I didn't love his verse. No shade.
who's first?
Adonis's. It just wasn't okay. I didn't dislike it. It just wasn't like, you know what?
You could,
It was a
but you
great
could
song altogether.
most
That's
definitely. And I feel like with that, I feel like they was just having fun, but I also feel like
oh yeah, you're right.
motherfuckers
Because
do
it
too.
wasn't even the finished product. So
But you get what I'm saying. But I feel like
mhm.
I can't tell who was serious and who was like just having fun with it. Like you get what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
But go fast forward. The bad boys are at the club enjoying their time. Jonathan arrives. Hmm.
Ready to
So
get
I feel
lit.
so when Jonathan arrives, he arrives with the section with the bad boys. Um, I want to say I forgot how the altercation occurred. I want to say
With him and Raz.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what caused
Oh, I
the scene.
remember.
What was it, if you don't mind?
So, well, Jonathan pulls up and they were having a good time or whatever. Or he shows up and he's like, I'm ready to just get lit. I'm over it. He said he was like coming down. He's enjoying himself and but he was definitely drinking a lot. But he was having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rasby shows up. So they had already kicked him off the sprinter. You know how we were talking about Prince
Right.
and City being the ones that were like standing up or whatever. So he gets off the sprinter, but he's like, I'm definitely gonna meet them at the club. And so, so he pulls up at the club and he just kind of shows up, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
oh no, Rasby was already there
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I'm saying. That's there.
Yes, Bradford was already there. And so when Jasmine, when Jonathan's vibing doing his thing, Raspy's like, oh, I extended my hand for a handshake. And he just ignored him. And in the clip, you see Jonathan just be like, hey, like I'm just gonna keep twirling
Mm-hmm.
and having a good time. And I
So
feel
let
that
me
too,
ask
like, don't try to shake my hand, bitch. We're out in the club. This is not a time for us to
be
have
cool,
like,
like be cool, right?
yeah, it's not given that. Um, and Mo City talked to him, I think before Jonathan even pulled up. And Mo City just was like, I think Mo City, sometimes I feel like, oh, I don't really know what he's giving, but at the same time, I still feel like I am getting
I
a
feel
real him.
like
You know what I
no,
mean?
I feel like he wish watch you
I think I'm still
in
getting
the
a real him.
sense.
I do still like I'm still feel like I'm getting a real him. Um, because he definitely was feeling a way about him being there. But he said to him, like, let's just be chill.
Mm-hmm.
And so Rod's like,
But
okay, you know?
it's funny that you say that, and I'm gonna hold you on that thought about being chill. So fast forward, Jonathan arrives.
Yeah.
Not fast forward, but going on to the conversation. Jonathan arrives. The
Mm-hmm.
whole they turning up.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, did he smack him or did he? I want to say smack because I feel like when Jonathan hits, if he punches you, I feel like you don't feel that shit, and I just feel like
Yeah.
it's more of a he lost winning his shit. It's like ooh, it was one of those fights. I mean hits. I
Yeah.
feel like it's one of those. Um,
Orlando's funny as fuck because he was like, I was just texting my wife. And then
I
I was
love
like, damn, because you literally see him like, okay, moves out the way. And then all of a
most
sudden,
definitely.
but he was like,
Oh, you know what? Because he was by Jonathan, and then Jonathan said move, and
out
then
of
that's when he
nowhere.
because he already knew he was on that bullshit. And I love
I would like to
how
say Natalie saw it coming. Natalie knew it was going to
uh,
happen.
most definitely, and I also
100%.
feel like the team of Zeus had brought that man back because they wanted to be messy because they
Agreed.
want you get what I'm saying.
They were
So,
all up in the section.
girl, this is Zeus family, girl, hateration and holleration, but so Jonathan hits Rasby a second time in the same night.
Yeah.
Um, Rasby gets onto the mic of the club.
Before he gets onto the mic,
Oh, Mo City hits. Try to. Well, he did. I want to say he. The way how he looked like he hit, it gave very much like
I
he couldn't
replayed
reach.
it. It was funny. Because I thought Mo City was one of the security guards. I had to find him.
No shade.
How you down there? And then let's act like the lotion bottle is Mo City and I'm Rasby. So Rasby's getting home. He's like,
Girl, like he was trying to get something off his cheek.
he's like,
And baby, it was one of those hits. Like he missed the one. Oh, let me. Girl, he was really trying to hit him.
like,
But my thing is, why?
why?
He said in his confession, he said, I'm on demon time when I'm drunk and stuff. That's not an excuse.
But
You saw John.
he did say when he first spoke to Raz before shit popped off, before I think even Jonathan showed up. I don't know, but before shit popped off, most City spoke with him and was like, oh, let's chill or whatever. But he said in the confessional, like, I was still kind of mad, but everybody else was chilling. So
But what was you mad at for in the beginning?
it seems like
That's
it seems like he's really like ride for my boys,
who are you riding for?
his boys club.
we on episode 10. I want to say what is this, like the 10th day? I don't even know how long they record, so let me not even say that.
Mm-hmm.
But
But some of the days are more because Dorelli was gone for 2 days, but he wasn't gone for 2 episodes.
that's what I'm saying. So it's just like I don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
Raz B gets on the mic, um, announces it about him getting hit for what? I don't know. Bitch, I would have been in the crowd. Get your lick back. Why are you talking to us? Raz
Mm-hmm.
B and Jonathan outside of the club, they get into another altercation. It's not more physical; it's more so of verbal. Um, he's belligerent. Raz B is belligerent. He gets in tussle with
Belligerent.
security. Um, Now, from the conclusion from this episode is more so is Raz B going to stay or is he going to go? So, I don't know if you want to talk about next episode.
Well, before we talk about the next episode, and I'll probably mention it again towards the end too, but let us know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think Razzie B should stay or do you think that he should go? Um,
Right,
just let us know your thoughts, especially on this episode and like entirely, because there's clearly something going on, right?
right. And I
And
just want
then
to know what other people think about that because that's fucking crazy. You know what this remind me of? Raz B is the Judy of the show. But you
mm,
know, Judy kind of had more sense. I ain't gonna cap to you, Judy.
yes, that's what it gives. But yeah, I would love to know more about what was going on and what was like really going through his head and stuff when he was dealing with that. I don't know, maybe we'll be lucky and we'll get a chance to. I think we've already said like, oh, we should ask that person, interview that person. This is another person I would love to interview from the show. So
Right,
you know, if we had the pleasure to do so, that would be nice. Especially because I would really love to know how he was feeling in that situation, like the thoughts that were going through his head and shit. But let us know down in the comments what you guys think, not just about this episode, but do you think Razvi should stay? Should he go? I mean, should he stay? Look, two options the same. Should
okay.
he stay or should he leave? And why or why not? So yeah, let's talk about the next episode. Let's get into it. Yeah.
Girl, okay, so my bitch Dorelli come back after
Yeah.
leaving.
Welcome back, Bro.
Yes, he comes back. It's Jonathan's birthday.
It's lit.
It's cute. I love episodes where they dedicate a friend's birthday or like I want to say VH1 they get like a what is it a special. I want to say I'm just gonna say special episode like where they
Mm-hmm.
dedicate it to one person. Like Jocelyn, she had her baby shower. She had her pregnancy and stuff episode for Love and Hip Hop. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what else? All in general, I'll just use that example. But I just like it when they dedicate it to a certain person of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Raz B left, didn't go back home with them after the whole scuffle with the
Oh.
security guard. So Raz B comes back to the house. Within that, again, like I said, Jonathan's birthday. I do not know how that's gonna go. So yeah, so those are the main things. Rail come back. It's Jonathan's birthday, and Razby comes back to talk to the house. Hopefully, in a clear state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we'll see what he talk about next week. So
Yeah. And I mean, whew, that show, I mean, that episode, although it was like really one
girl,
situation, it was a
girl,
whirlwind.
literally based on like the main character of this episode was Raz B. That was the main character, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And it sucks because he had to act the way that he had to act for him to like get an episode dedicated. But it's like
Mm-hmm.
you got to act a certain way to make good television, which is crazy.
And I'm just afraid that that's really how he was like he was really feeling like that. So, I mean, with all that being said, thank you so much, Henny. It's always a good time.
You see my
Okay.
back.
And I do have to say, now
It's a
that's a
recap.
recap, okay? Okay, now that's a recap. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to watch some older videos and stay tuned for our next recap of the next episode of Bad Boys Club and other recaps to come. We plan to recap episodes from Now That's TV. If you're not aware of what Now That's TV is, go ahead and download that streaming network. Duh, so you can keep up with us as we keep up with y'all and keep up with the shows. So, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Love ya. Bye. Ah.